when I went to Scott's Memorial, the whole clique was there, friggin' Sean and I were talking about the pay-per-view, and he told me that pretty much all those kids were like under a year, some of them 6 months of real training. And they were out there, and I saw a lot of the show later, watch through it. It was a hell of a show.
We have Harland, who was pinned to be the next Brock Lesnar to many. The next big thing, that's what Brock Lesnar's name used to be back in the day. When he signed, he was compared to Brock Lesnar by Paul Heyman. And then he was released before making it to the big leagues on the main roster. Dexter Lumis, Sam Shaw, I know you worked with Sam Shaw, Vince, and Dakota Kai. They were gone too. A few other people, Michael Bivens, Persia Parada. Your thoughts on Harland, from what you know? I know that, Vince, I know you don't watch NXT, but you do stay notified throughout the interwebs of these particular characters. Have you heard anything on the scene as far as Harland is concerned, or your thoughts on Harland?
Who, me?
Yep.
Yeah, bro, I don't know Harland, but you know what? Listen, I was questioning this for a long time, but I think the WWE just made a statement and they corrected it. Bro, they've released a lot of people that they invested a lot of money in. I mean, we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars of talent they've released that they've invested in. And I think that's why they just made that decision that came down the pipeline where, they're going to bring people into NXT and give them 90 days, because I think they realized, man, they've lost a lot of money investing in a lot of people that they wound up cutting off the roster, man.
Now, do you blame that on the talent, or do you blame that on the lack of creatives?
I think it's a little bit of both, bro. I mean, I really
a little bit of both, yeah.
Yeah, I think every circumstance would be different, but I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah,
I agree with that. Paige, thoughts on Harland?
I thought he had a good look, but you never. I mean, it's so different today, man. I mean, you don't even have really a chance to get your stuff over. Like, I know the guys, when I was down there at Mania, and I went there just to see Bronson's match, because Bronson, I've known him for a long time, and I really thought he was going to get a push. I didn't see that push coming that fast, because so green, but so good. But if you look at that last pay-per-view they did, and when I went to Scott's Memorial, the whole clique was there, friggin' Sean and I were talking about the pay-per-view, and he told me that pretty much all those kids were like under a year, some of them 6 months of real training. And they were out there, and I saw a lot of the show later, watch through it. It was a hell of a show. And to think that they did that number right before about to go do Mania, if you don't get over right away, and they decide, it looked like you just go like, okay, these guys are working their ass off, and they're showing something, and maybe it's a different world, man. It's a different world. It's click, 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 and you better jump on, because there was a lot of guys there for a lot of time. Who I was surprised they got rid of was Dakota. Because first of all, I thought she was good looking, had a great look. I thought her work was really good. I was expecting to see her up there, and she never got that shot. I was surprised. I'll tell you what, if I was Tony Khan, I'd pick her up, because they've got some good talent over there, women now, but WWE's women talent is off the chain. Those girls, are some. Most of them are as good or better than the guys. I mean, there's some great women talent on that top roster, And I thought she would have got an opportunity, but she didn't. But if I was Tony, I'd pick her up. It's just a different world now, bro. Click, click.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from Kai's story, from what's reported, Kai actually wanted her released, her and Malcolm Bivens.
Really? Okay.
Stokely Hathaway, yeah. It does make sense to me because she's been in NXT for a long time, and there's a lot of people who came after her, got caught up before her, and she's been busting her butt in NXT. You know, she came from someone who was a relative, enhancement talent, just kind of winning and losing, matches, to making a heel turn, winning the tag team titles with Raquel Gonzalez, now Raquel Rodriguez, and then kind of reestablishing herself with Wendy Chu, and then winning the titles again and stand and deliver with Raquel, and losing him like the next episode before Raquel gets called up. So there's a lot of Raquel gets called up and Dakota still stays. A lot of people she feuded with, Shayna Baszler she feuded with for a while. She got called up, There's a lot of people who got called up who was after her. So she's been busting her butt in NXT. And I agree with, I would side with Dakota Kai. So for someone who's been busting her butt for so long and to still kind of be in a very similar spot that she was for years and not get that call up, I get it. I would advocate, that decision. If she, in fact, did, decide to, be the one who say, I'm not renewing my contract. So,
well,
good for her.
Wrestling is like Rome was. If you don't know how to play politics too, and I don't know what her, and politics, but I think is more important than politics is relationships. Because put me where I was, man, and the work ethic how I got there. But it was relationships. If it was not, if it wasn't for, Dusty, Jake helping me learn, but when I got there, the relationship I had with Scott and Kev, that was as solid as it could be. And I'm the one who got to drop those guys. And that was my idea. But Kev, it was funny to Kevin Sullivan's, his podcast, because he did one on me. I wanted to hear it, and I called him up and thanked him because he talked straight from the hip, man, on everything. But he had said Kevin was the one who came up with the idea. I brought the idea to Kevin. I said, you pitch it, because I'm not going to push that idea. But Kevin Scott got it done, because that 10-week period where they weren't doing it, started and stopping it, it was great in the big picture because it wasn't hot-shotted. So many things. That's what I love that's happened with Wardlow and Max. I mean, that's a 3-year angle, and dude, and they're pushing, man. I don't know if you saw him. I loved having Kaz out there, and people could see. I mean, he looks great. I would have brought him in completely different, but I think he did a good job. He got his presence. The people got with it, and the push is the Wardlow. And if you remember anything, it used to be boring, but matches weren't going right. Then it became Goldberg, because this match is lame. Get Goldberg out here and spear. And now it's Wardlow. You can't make people do that.
Yeah.
I think it's getting over.
Yeah, personally, I think I got a lot to think about AEW. There's things I'd like to see and I don't like. One of the things I do like, I think probably my favorite thing of AEW right now is the Wardlow angle. Just because I'm old school. I'm an old school wrestling fan. I like stories. I want something that I can sink my teeth in. I want something that's not hot-shotted. I want something that has layers to it so I can continue to be involved in it. Yeah. And this angle has layers to it. And that's what I like about it. There's a new person he's bringing in, and you're basically plowing through to reach to MJF, and I like that because that's making you look stronger, and then getting the heat, you know, from the biggest heel in all of professional wrestling. So I like it. I like it. I'm a fan of it. I think it's working
for the kid Hangman. Got a hell of a promo. He got a hell of a promo.
Kind of healed it up a little bit.
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't known for being a talker, you know, but he's learning, and he did a hell of a job. I was, you know, I love that his last name is Page because he's good. He looks like he could be my legitimate son. much more handsome though.
He's your nephew, Dally. He's your nephew. Teach him, shoot him a cutter. Give him your blessings to shoot a cutter and let him start doing the cutter. Yeah, I like the Larry.
Dude, he don't need it. He's got a hell of an arsenal.
Yeah, I like his gear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the gimmick that he does with the lariat. Yeah. Buckshot. That's what it's called. Buckshot lariat. So, yeah, I like Page.